Alright, hello and welcome to another TRC Shave and Chat. I'm your boy DK from DK Damn Fine Shave, and today we're talking about the razor company in collaboration with Ethos Grooming Essentials Rendezvous. And this one right here is an inspired by scent, inspired by Creed, the House of Creed. Spice and Wood is the name of the perfume. So there's a look at the back label as well. This is in their F base, which I think stands for firm. And I don't know how soft their normal base is, but this one's still pretty pliable. It's I'll go ahead and it's a 1 ounce jar for $10. Definitely a luxury price tag. You see, it doesn't take much to push in, but it's not, it does have some firmness. It's not a cream, but it definitely, I wouldn't consider it like triple milled or hard by any means. Anyways, let us get right into it. This is a nice fresh boy scent, and all I mean by that is it's fresh, clean, bright. It definitely has a citrus top to it. I think there's, a little bit of woods underneath that. But we'll get into the actual scent notes here in a minute. It is a nice scent, and I do enjoy it. One cool thing about this that helps me justify the price tag, I loaded up less than normal. So I loaded light. I didn't load heavy. I loaded light. And I still got a good-looking lather here. It's nice and creamy. Looks luxurious. In my opinion, it got a nice sheen to it. It's got a nice gentle curl right there up top. That's usually a good sign that it's hydrated. I didn't have to work it for days and days when I was lathering it up. So, there was a couple good pros right off the get-go. Ease of lathering, and then kind of loading light instead of loading heavy. Still kind of goes a long way. It'll get the job done. At least I think it will. I've never used Ethos before. This will be my first impression on Ethos Grooming Essentials. But I've heard good things, and most artisans these days, they're good stuff. So I expect good things, and I'm hoping that we are going to get good things today. So one more time. This is my Lancaster Razorworks shave bowl right there. I am a bowl latherer, as it were. This right here is a Viking Soaps and Cosmetics ebonite brush handle with a badger knot on top. Let's go ahead and put the lather to the face and get this shave on the road. Hope everybody is enjoying the new year. At the time of shooting this, it's the beginning of January, so hope everybody is enjoying the new year, and I wish all of you guys a happy new year. This right here is probably about a medium strength scent. It's not what I would consider bold and banging. I do think it's bright nature with the lemon note on top. Does kind of help it become more perceivable to the nose, a little bit more easier. When you have those bright citrus notes on top, they kind of stand out a little bit better than the rest of the notes. So this one has lemon, clove, cedarwood, and apple. And so I don't really get a whole hell of a lot of the apple. I think the apple accord must mix in with the woody accord, because to me it has a nice citrus top and then kind of a sweet, warm, woody base. It is a very nice scent, which is to be expected, to be honest, when it comes to the House of Creed. That is to be expected, a very high-end fragrance house that makes many colognes that are highly regarded. So definitely on the scent front, as far as the fragrance goes, it's a winner. It looks like a very nice, dense lather. And like I said, wasn't hard to lather up by any stretch of the imagination. It actually didn't take a lot of water to get to the state that it's in now. I just I think I added maybe 3 additions of water. Now remember, I did say that I loaded light, so you got to kind of keep that in mind as well. But I think I only added like maybe 3 additions of water on top of the initial, damp badger brush. So that's pretty good. We're going to be using a vintage Eversharp Schick Injector. I don't know if the light is going to catch it, but vintage Eversharp Schick Injector right here. Beautiful razor in my opinion. Has a Bakelite handle, kind of a brass top there, and it has Schick Injector blade loaded in there. And you load those with a key in through the side here. Very cool. Very a very intuitive safety razor right here. If you haven't tried one, I definitely recommend it. So what we do with Schick Injectors, we kind of ride the cap. It has this flat cap, and you only barely bring the head back just the slightest angle off of the skin, and you have your shaving angle. So you could start off flush and then maybe dial it back ever so slightly, maybe like a 10% angle, very shallow off of that cap, and you'll have your shaving angle. And you'll definitely know whether it's the right angle or not, because you're either going to be not shaving anything because your angle is too shallow, or it's going to be uncomfortable because your angle is too wide. So you'll know, just start out flush and maybe bring it back ever so slightly, maybe like 10% of an angle, and you should be good. These blades to me are quite comfortable. I find Schicks to have kind of an entry to medium level blade feel, depending on which model you pick up. But I find them very intuitive. The angle is easy to find. They're lightweight. Don't feel like you need to apply extra pressure, because as with pretty much every razor of every style, you don't need to apply a lot of razor or a lot of pressure. You got to remember, this is a sharp razor blade. Putting pressure is unnecessary. You don't need to put pressure. Just let the blade touch the skin, and you just keep that angle in place, and that's about all the technique that it takes, really. Just hold that angle in place, light pressure. After that, set it and forget it. It's cruise control. You know what I mean? Just enjoy yourself from there on out. So let's talk a little bit more about Ethos, since this is my first impression of it. I find that it has decent slickness here. When I'm doing the kind of residual slickness test, I'm not being wowed by any stretch of the imagination. It's the original slickness is good, no problems. The residual right there on pass 1, it left a little bit to be desired. Luckily, I'm very familiar with vintage Schicks, and so I just kept that very, very light pressure and still did the pickups that I normally do. What I'm doing now is I just dunk the tips of this brush into my sink so that there's a little bit of moisture over the surface of the lather, and then I'm working that in. So this is going to thin out the lather a little bit. I'm going to lose a little bit of that luxurious density that I enjoy so much. I think it adds to the experience of the shave. It might not add much in terms of, the actual performance of the lather, but it does add a little bit to the experience when you have that nice, heavy, dense lather on your face. It kind of gives a luxury feel. But we're going to thin it out just a little bit in an attempt to get a little bit more moisture in this lather and possibly a little bit more residual slickness. So what you're seeing there is kind of a halftime change of strategy. A halftime, we're calling an audible, we're making a change, and we're going to see if this helps us out in the residual slickness department, adding just a little bit more water to the lather. And this is something that you should never have any shame in doing. If you feel like there's a place for the shave to be improved, you take it. You know what I mean? If life gives you lemons and you're going to rendezvous with those lemons, you better take those lemons, all right? So let's see if this makes any difference. All right, pass 2, I usually go against the grain. I am a 2-pass shaver, and I do some across the grain strokes, on each pass, but I don't consider it a full across the grain pass. It's more like a 2.5 or a 2 with pickups type deal. It's not a full and true 3-pass shave. And I just kind of found that by cutting out one pass, I can still get BBS, baby butt smooth, but I cut down on a little bit of the irritation that I might get if I do a 3-pass shave. Less passes, less irritation, but then you also got to keep in mind you want to kind of stick to that progressive beard reduction methodology as well. So for me, cutting out the across the grain was the way forward, and it's worked well for me over the years. What I'm finding now is that it is feeling a little bit better in the residual slickness department. And if you're unaware, residual slickness is just kind of the slickness after lather has been removed from the face. And so right now when I'm swiping the lather off for the first time, that would be like original slickness, or at least I call it original slickness. And then when you take another swipe after the lather has been removed, if there's still slickness on the skin afterwards, then that would be considered residual slickness. And so I found adding a little bit more water to the lather right before pass 2 did help me add a little bit more residual slickness. And sometimes that's what you got to do. There's no shame in the game. All right, let's get this lather off the face. We will attempt to clean all this off, and then we'll go ahead and get into the aftershave splash. Now this was sent to me as a gift from the razor company, this little 1-ounce jar. So I didn't actually pick up a matching aftershave splash. I don't know if there's one available or what the deal is with that, but this was a nice little tallow soap from a brand I've never used before. Definitely got the job done. Had a nice scent, and I really can't say much bad about it. It was easy to lather. I didn't have to use a lot of product. It had all the slickness that I needed to get a nice shave in. And I think we got out of here with a nice shave. So yeah, a lot of positives here. The price might be out of some people's range, but that's up to them, not me. But as far as product goes, purely on performance, it's a good product. We're going to be drying down with the Lancaster Razorworks Black Sheep Towel. This one's going to be in the red. If you haven't got your hands on a Black Sheep Towel or something equivalent to one of these, it adds an awesome luxury element to your shave. You can use a regular hand towel, and normally we take this off so we don't smack ourselves silly with it. But if you want to add a little bit of luxury to the dry down there, definitely look into a Lancaster Razorworks towel. I know he did stock some with the Razor Company, and I'm sure when he gets time, he'll send them another batch. But really, really cool piece of shave gear, shave accessory. Okay, we're going to finish this with Shannon Soap's Ispirazione di Lusso. And this one here is another fresh, clean scent, inspired by another cologne. I just don't remember which one it was. But real good stuff. We got an industry standard restrictor on top. That's what I like to see. No shit restrictors here. And this is a clear aftershave, but it does kind of have a milky consistency. Feels very soothing on the skin. Oh yeah. And I am familiar with Shannon's aftershave, and I know it's going to leave my skin feeling great. And that pretty much does it. Go ahead and put the residual aftershave on my forearms just to kind of complete the scent bubble there. Alright guys, that was that. If you want to see more of me, definitely check out my YouTube channel, DK Damn Fine Shave. I'll link it in the description of this video. I want you guys to have a good and happy new year. Check out TRC for all your shaving needs. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.